All right, guys, you guys voted for it. This is Transport Fever 2. So I put a poll on my channel, asked you guys to vote, and this is the one you voted on. Even though that was only like a few votes, but you know, those votes still count, right? Sometimes in America. All right, we're gonna click on free game. I don't want to do a campaign because I've done the campaigns before, and they're kind of like structured, so you can't really do anything. I think I want to do let's see, what would it be? A dry climate, no trees. I think I want to do this. What would this one be? Like lots of water? I don't know if I've ever done tropical. Oh, it's an island. Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna do temperate. All right, map format 1:1. That's good. Medium hilliness. I don't really like that seed. I like that one. I like that one. That gives us a lot of shipping lanes. We can get shipping here, up and down this coast. I think we'll do that one. Let's do next. We'll pick the USA. We'll start in 1900. We'll start off early. Make it interesting. Difficult, medium, that's fine. Up to 4 cargo types. Can you make it more? Up to 6 cargo types. 4 cargo types is enough. Basically what that's saying is each town can have up to 4 needs, and that's fine. Usually they have 2, rarely in medium. Okay, that's cool. All right, this is going to take a little bit of time to load, so let it load and I'll bring you back. All right, guys, let's start here and let's look at the map and see what we got going on here. So basically how this game works is you have a large landmass and all these little tiny symbols on here represent resources, right? So this is coal. You got some, if it looks like this, where it's got something going into something else, that means this is a processing factory or a factory of some sort, okay? Over here you have like a rock quarry, so you got stone over there. This is coal. Here's lumber. All right, we'll go through all of them. Here's copper. Here's wood again, and then I think there is farmland. Yeah, there's farmland over here. And then the other one that we're looking for is fuel. So here's the fuel one, okay? So those are your main resources. And what happens is these resources get used to create other things. So the oil wells get sent to a processing factory right here, an oil refinery, and it turns it into processed oil. And then that processed oil can also be sent to other places like this where it makes plastics, okay? Or the oil can be sent to a place that looks like, let's find one that's got a flame on it. Here's one over here. So the oil can be sent to this, and this produces, I guess you would call it energy, right? So this is like energy for the cities. Now, when you get these final products, individual cities want different things. So like this is the city of Ontario. They want tools and basically energy. Okay, so that's what they want here. All right, and then, or heat. I don't know what the symbol actually represents. I forget. But each city has something different. So they want like food and heat or fuel. This down here wants fuel and tools. This one wants fuel and tools. This one wants bricks or building materials and tools. So they all have something that's really cool. Okay. So that is going to be our main goal. We're going to try to supply the cities, not all of them. We'll see how far this goes. We'll try to supply them, and the more you supply the cities, the more money you make. And that's basically how you make money on here. You also make money when you process something. So in the way that you make money, it's not necessarily the way that you make money. It's if your transport system is profitable, okay? You get charged for the amount of time something takes to get from place to place, okay? You automatically start going in the negative, okay? So let's say I buy a car. The car is costing me time and money to go from one place to the other. Now, when it picks up its resource and comes back and sells it, well, then that's where you can determine, well, is that vehicle worth buying a second vehicle? Or do we have to look at maybe getting a vehicle that's different or that carries more or it's faster? So you're trying to get basically a positive income flow from each vehicle, okay? And so that's how that works. What we want to start with, though, is try to find a city or a place or an area where we can get a bunch of resources and process them right away and get them sent somewhere, okay? So we want to look at some of these towns and see like what we have going on around here. And if you just scan around, you see that I have a bunch of fuel resources here. I got tons of copper right here that goes over here and gets processed. I also have these 2 stones that get processed. So that would be something we could look at there. And then let's look over here. So I have 3 fuels that can get processed here. All right. And then I got a bunch of wood that can get processed here. So this is looking promising right here. So we have, look at this. We have 3 fuels, boom, boom, and boom. And they can all get brought to, what's the closest fuel processing place that's in here? So it's here. So we have 4 fuel sources, but that's a really far distance for them to drive to get way over here. And when we start, we're starting in the year 1900. So we're using horse and buggies. So we don't want anything that's like really far apart. So that's going to hurt us a little bit. What I'm actually seeing right here, though, which is kind of cool, is I have these 2 quarries and I have a processing plant here. And then if I just look up, I have stone, stone, copper, copper, and then right here is a processing plant for the steel. Now, if you look here for the steel mill, it needs 2 resource nodes to create this. Okay, that's how much resources it needs to create this. So we have a good path here and here to here, and then these 2 going to this. And then if I'm just looking around, we have another steel mill over here, and then we have a food and a food and a food processing here. Now the town, unfortunately, that we're near doesn't want any of the stuff that we're making. So we're not going to be able to sell it to this city, but we could probably maybe find a city somewhere else that might want it. And it looks like this one here could use, so we could bring, and that's really far for the lumber. We could bring the lumber over to here. But the nearest lumber is way up here in the north. So Fresno wants food. So that might be our quickest source of income is Fresno. Even though it's way up here and we don't really have a road, we can create roads, which is good. So we have to come over here and look. So if we come over here, we have fuel, and a resourcing here. And then is there something that we can turn? So the closest place to get energy is up here. And then they want boxes. So what's the closest place around here that makes the boxes? I'm not seeing any place that makes, this makes gears. So we would have the steel, and then that's the wood that we would be missing. Okay, so what's across the street? Let's just look for a couple minutes. So you guys can do this too if you're just like scanning around. So here's a really good one right here. So Jackson requires bread. Well, here's 2 farms. And here's the bread resource, and you can see here the bread requires 2 farms to fully function. So we could make money like immediately off of this little area right here. And then if we wanted to, we can kind of like scroll out here, and right away you can see here is a steel mill, and then right off the bat you have 2 coal and 2 copper all funneling into here. This, I think Jackson's where we should start. All right, so let's start here. I'll show you how this works. Now, the one thing that we might want to do is you can see right off the bat that these people have to travel all the way down here to come all the way across here. So what we might want to do is take this road and bring it right across here, so it's more efficient. We save time. Okay, so we can go in here. Actually, we go into this. And we can click on roads. Okay, so we're going to click on a road. It basically, you can see here it goes 40 kilometers per hour. Now, I think if I go into my settings, I can change this to miles per hour. Since I'm in the United States, I want to do that. In distance, we'll put in miles. And kilowatts is fine. Weight is tons. We'll do pounds. And newtons is fine. Kilograms per newtons. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to resume. And now, if I go in here and go to roads, you can see it's still kilometers per hour. Did that not save that? Let's go to interface again. Miles. Here we go. Miles per hour. Let's go to mile. Kilowatts is fine. Pounds. And we'll put apply. There we go. Now, if I go in here, it should show. So it doesn't. Whatever. You guys get it. All right, so we're going to make a road that goes basically from, let's go to curve. We'll make a nice little curve on this, like this, and we'll click yes. And then we're going to go to the straight road, and we'll just have this road come straight across like this, and we'll click yes. Okay, so we'll have that road, and we'll keep this road because eventually they'll probably want to come this way. But since we have these 2 here, what we need to do is set up an import and export facility. Okay, So we need to do it, and we need to export the material from these two places. So we'll set up exports here that the trucks will drive to and grab their materials. And then they're going to bring them down, and we'll have an unload area. And then we'll have an export for the bread. And then that export will come into this town and make us money. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do buildings. And we want to go to these right here. So these are modular truck stations is what they're called. And what you want to make sure that they do is if you hit Shift and M, you can rotate. But you see how when I get close, you can see that those little blue icons are showing up on the white border. That means that this is attached to this facility for the import and export of goods. Okay. If I were to put it down here, it's still close enough to get it right about there. So if I set it here, that factory would still be able to put its materials in that parking lot. If I set it here, it would not. So you just gotta make sure that you're close. Okay, so we're gonna actually put it like about right there. And then we're gonna put another one like right beside it. All right, so let's do that. All right, so what we're gonna do here, let's see, do we wanna do drop off and then export from the same building? Well, we'll keep it like this. This is fine. And then what we want to do is we want to come over here and we're going to do the same thing to this. All right. So you can see here, if I put it on the side, it actually attached right on the side. Okay. Which is kind of cool. So we'll put that right. Actually, we don't want to put it there. Let's put it across the street. Actually, could we put it? Man, I wish we could put it here, but it's going to cost a field to be removed, and that costs a lot of money. So let's not do that. So let's rotate this around. Because if I expand it, I want to be able to expand how big it is, right? So let's put it like right here. All right, that works. And then we need to put one over here for this place. So that one would be fine right there as well. Okay, cool. So now that we have those are our points, okay? We're going to need to put one inside the city. So let's go in here and put one. And you can see here inside the city, this is the area right now, as of right now, that wants the bread, okay? So if I were to put this here, we could essentially handle everybody that wants bread in the town. So we'll do that. And I am going to set it right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to streets, and we're going to go like this and create a curve. And we're going to go like this, all right? That way they don't have to go through town and around. They can just come through here and go right in. Okay. Now what we want to do is create basically shipping lanes. So we're going to name these. And the more we go through this game, we're going to have probably hundreds of them, or if not close to that. So the first one we're going to create is from basically, we'll create the export first from the bread. So the export from the bread is going to go from here to the town. Okay. That's our export route. In that export route, we're going to name, what was the town's name? Jackson. All right. So we're going to name this Jackson Food 1. All right. Because we're probably going to have multiples. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell it that at the San Jose spot, we're going to go in this little gear and we're going to click basically load. We're going to say load bread. All right. All of it. And then at the other place, Upper Jackson, which is in town, we're going to tell it to unload. So we're going to tell it to unload all the bread. Okay. So that's our first route. So next, we're going to create another route. So this is going to go, we'll go new line. We're going to go from this place to here, right? And so San Jose East, same thing. We're going to go in here and click load, and we're going to click grain, okay? And then at the annex, we're going to unload the grain. So we'll go in here and click unload, okay? So that one's done. And let's name this one, let's name this Jackson. Let's just name it Jack. We'll name it Jack Grain 1, okay? Because that's where we're getting the grain, okay? So that one's done, all right? So now we're going to click another new line. We're going to go from this one to the same one that one over here went to, okay? So 2 shipments of grain, okay? And we'll name this Jackson Food 2, all right? And then over here, same thing. So at the annex, we're going to be dropping off. So we're going to unload grain. And then from the origination point, we're going to load the grain. Okay, that is how you do your routes. Okay, so we have all our routes, and if we wanted to look at them, we could do this. So it shows you your routes. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is buy vehicles. So we're going to go in here to this little plate here, go to vehicles, and then we want to go to this right here, Road Depot, used to buy and sell buses and trucks. Now, the thing you want to do on these is, depending on what side of the road you put it on, is what side they start out with, like direction wise. All right. So if I were to put this on this side, since we're on the right side of the street as far as going left and right, the vehicles would immediately go to the town first, which we do not want. So we want to put this on the other side of the road so that when they pull out, they will actually turn right and head to their destination. So we're going to put this like right here, which would be perfect. So we're going to put that there, okay? And then we're going to click on it, and we're going to start buying vehicles for this thing. So we're going to buy vehicles, and you can see right off the bat, since we're in 1900, these are all the vehicles that we have that we can use. So we can use a horse and buggy all the way down to steam trucks, okay? And this is what I think we should start out with. The horse and buggies are quite slow, plus they only carry 4. And these carry all cargo types, and they're pretty good. They last, you can see the build rate, the build date, they last about 20 years, okay? By the year about 1903, when we get to that point, we'll start getting upgrades. So we're going to go into here, cargo, click this. We're going to buy 3 of these. All right, we're going to be spending a lot of money, so don't worry about this earnings number down here. So we're going to buy the 3 trucks first, okay? We're going to click on this, it shows all 3 of these trucks, and we're going to assign this to a line. So let's assign this one first to the red line. Let's say the Jackson one, all right? So those are done. So we're going to go back in here and buy 3 more vehicles. All right. And then we're going to assign all those to this line. Okay. And then let's go back in here and buy 3 more vehicles. And we're going to assign those to the Jackson Food 2. Okay. Now actually we wanted grain. This one should be known as grain 2. Yeah, this should be known as grain 2. So let's change the name of that one. Let's make this grain 2. Good. All right, there we go. So now that we have all that, these vehicles are going to start coming out. Now, I think what I want to do is, since I don't have any supply here right away, I am going to take the Jackson Food vehicles, and I'm going to send 2 of those to the red line, and then 1 of them we're going to send over to the orange line, or I'm sorry, the purple line. Sorry, purple line. There we go. So this one has got, where did the horse and buggies come from? Oh, crap. These I wanted to be, so let's just upgrade these. I didn't mean to click on that, so let's buy that. All right, so we upgraded those. So we have 4 on the pink line, and then we have basically 5 on the red line. That's all going to be bringing product here. And as soon as I start making product, we'll grab a couple of these and send them into the town, okay? So here we go. Are you guys ready? Now, the one thing we're going to want to do right off the bat is click on these, go to configure, go to cargo, and just go ahead and add a couple places for this, because it's going to fill up like right away. So you can either do it this way. Hold on. You can either do it this way, or you can, actually, we got to click on that one and configure it. You can buy these little cargo buildings. So these cost, what do these cost? 80,000, and these cost 20,000. So what that does is, the more space, and you'll see once we get it started. So let's go ahead and get this started. We'll turn it on. We'll put it on fast forward, but you'll see that these guys all turn right first, which is perfect. We don't want them to turn left and go all the way to the town, because you'll see their value will go down like immediately right there. See, all their values went down. So they're losing money because they're actually working and they're not making any money right now. So these guys, and you can see over here, like I said, oh, I actually increased the wrong side. Crap. Configure. All right, we'll do that. And I probably did the same. No, I got it right on this side. So we're good over here. So these guys are going to load up their materials. You can see they're driving in here. This guy already has 6 materials. All right. All these guys will start loading up. All right. And then they're going to start bringing all their stuff to the factory. Okay. And hopefully we get a couple of them that start at the exact same times. Yeah. So these guys are picking up and he's heading back. And then what you'll see is, when this guy drops off his shipment, you'll see he's already down to $3,000. So he's losing me money quickly. But you'll see when he drops off his material right here, actually he has to go this one, doesn't he? Yeah, when he drops off his material, I'm going to make money. I just made $8,000. Okay, so he's actually a positive right now. So the same with this guy. He's at 3,000, now he's at 4,000. So we're making money. All right. And what happens is, now their cost is going to start going back down, because the longer, I think it goes by day. So for every day, or for every week, I think is what it is, these vehicles lose money. Okay. So we need to make sure we keep these guys going. And what we'll see here is the production will start going up. So as soon as we get a good amount of production over here, which is where the production goes, you'll see they'll start pumping out little boxes over here, which will be cool. So you can see all the little grain goes in here. And then as soon as they start getting stuff, it'll start producing. You can see the little stuff goes in here and it makes bread. All right. So we're going to let this run for a couple minutes. We're going to let the production go up. Now, if I go back to the farms and I click on these, you can see here it's got a little exclamation point that basically says the car, my loading spot isn't large enough. So that's when you have to come in here, and we can either put a cargo building on here, or we can just keep adding more bays like this, okay, which is kind of cheaper, but when the places start upgrading, you start to run out of room. So this is how you can do it for right now, or you buy more vehicles, which can solve everything, but we'll see how this works out. All right, so right now if I look, I'm actually making some money, and if I go into this, actually, where is the vehicle? That's the part that I want to see. Is it this one? Yeah, so all my vehicles are making money right now. So none of them are losing any money. And this is how you can tell if you're making a profit, or if a certain truck or a certain route just isn't making, like if for some reason one of the trucks had to drive a long distance and it's just not making any money, you can look at other options as to what you want to do with that route, right? So we'll do this for a little bit. And you can see their production is up to 42. They don't have any shipments. So what we might want to do is go into town. Okay, we'll click the town, and you can see that they're requiring 51 units of bread. Okay, so that's all that they're requiring. So, and we're up to 40. So what I can do now is go into here, and we'll say, let's take you and you. Actually, let's just take one, and we'll put you over into the Jackson food. All right. And then let's go into him, and let's take one of you and let's put you on Jackson food. So what's going to happen now is these guys are going to go in here. They're going to load up. Actually, nothing got sent out there for some reason. Maybe he was too early. Oh, actually, that's the wrong one. I do have the routes set up right? They're doing bread. Yeah, they're loading bread. Okay, cool. All right, so he is unloading the grains. So they're making, like, that guy's made $14,000 on that shipment. Look at that. Now there's our grains. So that's what I was waiting on. So now we're producing something because the factory realized that the city, now it has a place to ship stuff. So we'll go ahead and give them a little bit more space. All right. So it's produced 5 breads, but you can see we are not picking up our grains even close to being close or fast enough. So what we want to do is go in here, and we're going to buy like 2 more vehicles. Okay, and we're going to put them on the red line, and then we're going to buy 2 more vehicles. Okay, and then we're going to put them on the pink line. Whoops, there we go. Nope, actually click on this. There we go. We're going to put them on the pink line. All right, so because we need more trucks, we need to get this product to the place faster because we're not making food fast enough. This little area here is where it shows when you drop off stuff, it goes into this parking lot, even though it shows it over here. I want this to be like an overflow. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's the only way we're going to make money. All right, so this guy is going to come in, and he is going to grab a complete load. You can see he's losing me money. He's going to grab a complete load of bread, and I want to see how much he ends up making us. It's just curious. Now, we get charged for everything. We get charged for the vehicles. We get charged for our buildings, all these parking lots, everything. You get a fee for. So we need to come over here and see what happens in Jackson. Now, Jackson also wants bricks. So the next thing we need to look at is where can I make a brick? So there's a brickyard over here, and doesn't look like there's any other ones around here, but we do have this lumber station right here, which I want to get started. All right, so let's watch this guy here. Hopefully he makes his turn. He does. Good. All right, let's see how much he makes us. Now, his friend should be like right behind him. He is. All right, so if we look at him, he's losing us like 8 grand. So let's see how much the city buys the bread for. So they gave us $16,000. So he's doubled what he's worth. So you can see his net value already dropped. So that's what we got to watch. We got to see, is it worth him driving all the way back and doing this? Or what is this? The bolt. Oh, we already know that. So he only got 11,000, so he probably didn't have a complete load of food, all right? So the issue might be we don't have, oh yes, we do. We have plenty of food. It just doesn't look like we're not getting trucks quick enough for the amount of grain that we have. So if we click on this again, we can actually go in and see that this guy actually lost us money. These new ones have lost us money. Why are they freaking A? Why are there horses on this route? All right. Oh, we don't need any horses. What happens is you got to keep track of the vehicles that you upgrade, because if I get a horse and buggy or a vehicle that's slower than this one, these vehicles won't pass or drive past it. They'll slow down and follow it all the way into town. It's hilarious. All right, now we're starting to produce some food, which is good. So this is up to 30 units. I like this pace where it's like this. I almost want to buy like a whole bunch. I think we need like 2 more on this route because this is a long route for them. And the other thing we get to look at is the production and shipment. And then we got to watch this right here. And as soon as this gets up to here, this place upgrades, which is awesome. And you can see we're almost breaking. We're going to start making a profit here pretty soon, I can tell. So our bread. So we probably want to go ahead and purchase a vehicle. Grab another one. All right, and then we'll put him on the Jackson food line. All right, so he's going to start taking more food because we have an oversupply of food here. This back here has 121 units and we're losing units, so I need to put more vehicles on those lines. So let's go ahead and do 2 more for each. All right, let's put that on this line, and then let's buy 2 of these. And we'll put them on the pink line. All right, you saw that I didn't buy any freaking horse and buggies. All right, cool. So what we could do, just to make it a little bit shorter, is to have this road come like this instead of coming down around like this. And I bet if I went in here and I did a road like this, and we did a curved road from here to here, they will take that road. I guarantee it. They'll see that as a shortcut because that's how the computer is, or the AI is set up. See, they took the shortcut. They take the shortest distance. So that's going to save us a little bit of time. And that's what we got to watch out for later on is, you know, is it worth setting up an airport near some of these places and shipping stuff via airplane, or is it cost efficient to have a train do all the work for us? Or, you know, is it cost efficient? What is that going across the ground? Oh, it's an eagle. Okay. I thought it was on the ground. Or what I was saying is, you know, is it eventually we'll have like semis and stuff. So we just have to figure out which is more efficient. All right. So let's look at our vehicles real quick. And everybody's making money except for these 2 guys right here, which is the Jackson grain on the pink line. But these are probably the new guys. And I can probably find this guy. Where is he at? So he's right here. So that's him right there. And he's got grain. So he's probably going to go into the positive because those are probably the last 2 guys we just bought. So you watch. We'll put him in there. And let's see if this number pops up. Yep, there goes. And then his buddy's probably right behind him, I'd imagine, because we bought him at the same time. Boom, there we go. So none of these guys are losing us money except for this guy here. And I'm not quite sure why he's losing us money, but it seems like they're all staying positive, which is good. All right. And then we got a couple vehicles here. Let's look at Jackson. Their supply is going up to 70, so they're just not getting enough food. And here we're going to need to add another port here for more food. All right. So it looks like we're going to have to buy another vehicle for here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's buy a vehicle. Let's grab him. Actually, let's get 2 of these and we'll put them on the Jackson food line. We'll get more food sent to the city. That's where the big income is. Okay. So that's that little area. How long have we been recording? 34 minutes. Okay. I think that's all we're going to do today, guys. I'm recording this because you guys voted on it. This is the one that won the vote. But if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time, guys. This has been fun, and I will probably look at some other business ventures around our little town and see what we can get into for next episode. See ya.